How's it going, everybody? This is the Action Artist. My friend told me the other day that he liked that name. He's like, "You came up with that?" I was like, "Yeah, well, that's what comics are, is basically action art." And but yeah, this is the Action Artist, and I'm sketching right now. When you can draw, it's crazy. Like, I can just sit here and I can just come up with something in my head and start drawing it. It's hard to not draw when you can draw. Right now, I'm working on like a military kind of like recon. Let me let you get a little better view of it. Like a military recon Wolverine. Let's see if I can get. He's like standing out in the mountains under. There's like a tree limb over him. Trying to get to where you can see a good close up on the detail, but it's making shadow on the page. But yeah, you can see he's wearing armor. I want to make the armor camouflage, but I have to work on that. And he's got his hand down behind him. He's got like a hard shell backpack with like, a communication device. He's got a helmet on that protects his face, nose, and like jaw area. Not that he needs it, but if he's healing all the time, he can't really complete a mission. This is like him out in the wilderness wearing like a special forces. There we go. That looks a little better. Wearing like a special forces, like recon military uniform. Wolverine, he's got these like big oblong, like there's like his these big oblong forearm guards, and I'll put his claws down here like behind them. Kind of looks like he's taking a pee actually, but he's not. I'm trying to debate on whether his claws would come out the other side here from like this hand, because this hand would be right in here somewhere. I would say his claw, so I probably have his other claws sticking out this side right there. And he's just looking, he's just looking over the mountains. You can see like there's a tree limb, big fat tree limb coming out like this, and I'll have some leaves down here, and there's grass, and there's like kind of like this cascading rock surface that leads up to these like mountains in the background. It's pretty cool. So that's what I'm working on right now. There's another mountain, like, where is it? Like right here. Can't see it. I was just trying to look for it, but it's too light. I gotta darken it up a little bit. And a lot of people are commenting on my Cyberfrog sketch, which I haven't really. Where did that go? I just saw it a second ago. Here it is. A lot of people are liking the Cyberfrog sketch right here. And it's going to be ready to ink soon, so I've kind of put it aside. I'm just, I've basically figured out mostly, all the difficult areas. I'm still working on his chest area a little bit right there, and like, the underneath of where his throat might be coming out a little bit, or I have to work on that, but that's pretty much done. And that's pretty much it. Let me read. I've been getting some comments. Scotty's, Frenchies, and Friends said, "Love being able to watch the progress as you sketch. Can't wait to see the finished Cyberfrog." Thank you. Yeah, I can't wait to see how it comes out either, actually. Florentine Ties. If you guys don't know, Florentine Ties is a really good guitarist, and he wants to see my dog, but my dog's sleeping right now, so I can't actually. He's laying down. He's waiting for dinner is what he's doing. Here, I'll show you my dog, actually. He's so cute. Such a cutie pie. He's my best friend in the whole world. There's my dog right there. His name is Bronson, and he's taking a rest. Here's my apartment. I'm cooking right now, actually. Seems like I'm cooking a lot when I'm on here. Who's in the chat room? Because I got a viewer, and I should probably acknowledge you. Oops. Clicking the wrong button. The wrong icons here, as usual. I gotta go. I can't see the chat right now. I have to like open up the page in YouTube. There we go. Who's all up in here? Eric Butler. Hey, what's going on, Eric? Good to see you. I just got listening to Ethan Van Sciver. That guy's. And there's my dog. Just a little bit of doggy drama. No, it's funny. I was basically, you know, they were talking about how SJWs are ruining the industry, the art industry for everybody, and all these artists, like, you know, well, not a lot, but soon to be more probably, artists like Ethan Van Sciver are jumping shit. Let me shut the oven off. And of course, so the point that I wanted to make basically was that, man, this is bothering me. Let me shut this off. But this kid in the comments section was talking about how his mother, I was just making the point, like, listen, because he was talking about how we have this really bad issue here where the market for all these things like Star Wars and sci-fi movies like Star Wars, comic books, the market for that is generally male. Well, here's the problem with that. Females now make, you can go look this up. This isn't my opinion. Females now control most of the disposable income in a household and generally make most financial decisions. So I wrote that in there. I was like, well, you know, you can market to young males all you want, but young American males are generally broke now. And the average American male, you know, people like, all right, people are making fun of incels. Well, then if you're making fun of incels, then you're basically making fun of the average American male. The average the average young, you know, basically white, especially American male, or American male who would like read comic books, you know what I mean? You know, play Dungeons and Dragons, read books, read fantasy books like Dragons of Autumn Twilight, or basically what was it, Chronicles or whatever. All I'm trying to say is that market is generally living that's the market that's living home. Oh my God. The market that you're marketing to is the market that's considered, excuse me, I'm like spitting talking about this. It is the market that you're generally marketing to that is sitting home in their basement, you know, their mother's basement, broke, basically playing video games. So you can market to them all you want. All right. And I'm not making fun of that. I'm generally broke. Like I can't even afford comic books. I can afford a comic book here and there. Like if I see a comic book that I know I'm gonna like, and I'm just saying, and I work. And I have kids, by the way. I'm a single father, which is a big part of why I'm broke, and which is why a big part of why men are broke. If you're married or have kids and you're a male in this country, you're generally broke. So we have this kind of that's like an paradox. It's paradoxical, and so no sooner did I say that, did this young kid come in and say, "Hey, my mother threw out my comic books," or something like that. And he's like, "Should I call the police?" And Ethan Van Sciver's like, "I don't know if you should call the police on your mother," which is good advice. No, don't call the police on your mother. The police are going to side with your mother and think you're a little dorky incel now, basically. Like, this country has so many problems. Let me break them down for you. Let me break them down for you. And the conservatives aren't solving them, okay? So you SJW, or you conservatives, you so-called conservatives, can make fun of the SJWs, but the SJWs are getting more done than you are, basically, and you're not basically getting anything done. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, they're ruining Star Wars. They're ruining Marvel. They're probably going to ruin DC. You know what I mean? How long before Jim Lee has 25 women come out that say he sexually harassed them in the past? You know what I mean? It's like you're almost safe you're safer being incel now, because if you get successful down the road, some girl will just say you roofied her or something, whatever. That'll be the end of that. You'll have to settle out of court for millions of dollars or something. You see the mess that we're in? It's not so simple. It's not so simple. And I think what really needs to happen is conservative artists that have money need to start donating to poor conservative artists, because otherwise, I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, it's incredible. Or helping market them, or help something. Right now, I'm part of a group called Number I Am a Creator. I should put that in the title. In my title, actually, Number I Am a Creator. And we're a small group of creators that are all helping each other by subbing to each other's channels. And so I'm going to edit that in right now. Let me edit that in. Number I Am a Creator, I believe it is. Marcel might have started it. Number I Am a Creator, I think is what it is. So yeah, and if you want to check that out, Number I Am a Creator, it's basically we're a bunch of smaller channels that are all helping each other out by subbing to each other's channels. Like my Cyberfrog video got like what, 19 views, 20 views or something like that. My men's rights channel has videos with like 20,000 views. You know what I'm saying? I'm just starting this comic book channel. Or it's not really men's rights, it's MGTOW, but I discuss the rights that men don't have. I'm cooking right now, if you're wondering what I'm doing. While I'm broadcasting, I'm cooking. Podcasting. Alright, well, I'll just let that all pull down. But I have more. Alright. Chicken and spaghetti. What's that, like chicken cacciatore? My dog's excited because he knows he's about to eat. Hang on, I'm almost done with this. Alright, cool. Let's make sure the oven's off so I don't burn the house down. And if you're like a delicate little flower and you can't handle watching me smoke a bowl, then you might want to turn the channel right now because I'm about to check that out. Check that out, conservatives. No, I'm actually very conservative, even though I smoke pot. But yeah, look at that. That's sour diesel. See that? That's called sour diesel. Is that close enough? So I have to look on camera. There we go. I wasn't. Wait, there's some sour diesel. Look at that bad boy. My character in my comic book actually smokes pot. He's not like a total pothead, but he hangs out with this hippie kid in one part, and this hippie kid gets him smoking weed, and he likes it. It helps him cope because my guy's basically on the run from the law. He's a fugitive. He's basically like my character's like Death Wish, the movie Death Wish, basically. Oh snap! So cheers. So look at that. Look at this Wolverine drawing, man. Look at that Wolverine, huh? It's like manga. Basically, it's like manga. Look, it's manga Wolverine. It doesn't have to be Wolverine, but it's kind of like my little version of him. Wolverine. See that? I'm basically gonna start. What I'm gonna do is start putting my artwork behind me on the walls. Here's an early rendition I did of Nut Job right here. This is my character, Nut Job. This is a splash page where he's standing in a burning building, where he just basically like killed a whole bunch of like evil mercenaries, basically, that were after him, and he burns them down. He burns them down in an abandoned factory. And this is like him with, like, you know, ash blowing around him and steam coming off of his armor and stuff like that. But I'm going to start basically taking this stuff, putting my artwork up in the background, like behind me. I don't know, like, that's not very close. I should make a better, I should turn the computer around. This is what I should do. I should turn the computer around like this. Get rid of this gay-ass mirror that my mother gave me. And I should put some of my artwork up, like, behind me, you know what I'm saying? Like, dang. Like that right there. I think I'm going to have to angle that more like that. That, like, right there. Paper's getting destroyed, but I don't care. But I don't care. I'll just draw another one. No, I really don't want to draw another one. This was just basically a practice sketch. But this is like the early armor design. Put that there. What else do I have? Put like this up here. Just put a montage of like artwork behind me or something. I don't know. So instead of like nothing behind me, but like a ceiling and some doors or whatever. I'll hide this tape under here. There we go. You know what I'm saying? This is what I should be doing. This type of stuff. I need some tacks though. This tape will work for now, but it's not gonna like hold forever. It'll be falling off the walls behind me. What else do I got in here? Yeah. I got some other stuff too. I got like here's a cool page I've never even shown you guys. Here's a sci-fi comic book that I was working on with aliens and this family that's like it's not like Lost in Space to where they are looking for Earth. Earth has been destroyed, so they're like making their way to another planet basically, and he's having a nightmare. All right, basically he dreams that he hears something, and he does. There's like aliens boarding the ship, and he wakes up and he basically wakes up and his wife turns around and she's got like an alien face and all this stuff or something like that basically. Isn't that how it goes? Oh no, yeah, basically he dreams that like that basically these aliens are breaking into their ship, and because the aliens have been watching them and they like cut through the wall and come in, and then he basically wakes up and he's having a nightmare basically. He hears the noise or he hears the noise, wakes up. He tries to tell his wife like, hey, we're being broken into or whatever, or I heard something, and then she turns around and has an alien face, and then he wakes up again right here, and he's like, you know what I mean? But then he goes to investigate. I don't want to get into it, but yeah, this is like a little sci-fi. I did this a while ago. This was more just me kind of practicing, but yeah, I could put this up like right here. Right here, hang on. I gotta like see. Yeah, I can just put it right here. I think I have more of this. Here's I literally got like stains on this drawing, which sucks, but here's Bushcrafter. Here's Bushcrafter and Nutjob fighting monsters. Nutjob's wearing this crazy looking armor. Yeah. There's the Bushcrafter. He's got multiple arrows in his fingers, so he's like shooting, loading, shooting, loading, shooting, loading, and then yeah, here's like these like monster things attacking. Can't really see that though, it's not inked. There's a specific page I'm looking for that. Where is that? I'll check the comments in a minute. I'm just in the middle of something. Oh, here's more of that. Here's more of that sci-fi story. I gotta change the ship. It looks lean. I don't know why I just simplified it like that, but here he is kissing his pregnant wife's stomach. Then they're telling their kids that they're telling their daughter and son that they're gonna have another child. And then here he is holding the child with his son and daughter there, and the wife just, she's in a bathrobe. It's basically, she just had the baby basically and stuff like that. So there's that. This is cool. I should put this up. I might need a tag for this though. Where are all my tags? Where are all my tags? Got a bunch of fun tags. It's not. Because they don't have any thumbtacks anymore. Here we go. So I guess I should put some of my artwork up behind me anyway. Just for something to look at in the backgrounds. I think these are tacks. Yeah, this industry, it's more than just, I'm trying to tell people, like, conservatives, man, you guys better get out. I'm a real conservative. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I want to actually do stuff. Stop talking about it. And organize a little bit. We don't have to be like the fucking libtards about it. But we better start supporting each other. There we go. Little. It's late at night and I'm hammering. I got neighbors. But anyway, so there's that. Yeah, that's a little better. You can see some artwork behind me. So that way it looks a little cooler. Yeah, that's a little better. When I'm done with that cyber frog, I'll put that up there. Here's a cool page. Look at that page. There's Nut Job. He's eyeing that police officer because that's one of the police that set him up. Check this little sequence out. This is one of the pages that I'm redrawing right here. Should probably put that up here. That's page number 1 at. That's my original page number 1 right there. The original page number 1. This is all me. You know, this is all me teaching myself because I don't have a teacher. I don't have a teacher to teach me how to do this, and I did this page like 3 years ago now, and it was me just being like, "Can I do this? Can I do this comic book?" And it came out pretty good, but the point is I got it done. There's some of my inks behind me, some of my pages. Here's a loose pencil sketch. It's basically this page right here, which you can see is ink. But here's my loose. You can see my loose pencil sketch where he's in court. He's getting framed. They're saying he's abusive. They take him away. They take his children away because he starts standing up for families and family men in the community, and they get a little sick of him, so they frame him and put him in jail and take all his kids away from him. That's the story of my comic book, basically. It's pretty cool, and he gets nuts about it, basically. So this is the loose drawing. You know what I mean? I'm just kind of hinting at all the detail that I want in it. You see what I'm saying? This is how it's done. That's that page right there. So there's that for now. I guess that's good enough for now. Here's a sketch of a little fight sequence that I did right here. This guy is basically a drug dealer, not a drug lord, but you know, low-level piece of crap drug dealer, and he's running from the law. He's running from the law for doing the right thing, though. This nut job, and he just turns around and he punches this guy in the solar plexus like 3 times. You can see like I did like multiple fists and like speed lines. He's just like pa 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 pa. Guy spills his beer, then he like kicks the guy in the ear, and he lifts the guy up and like throws the guy upside, you know, into the bushes. Basically, the guy like hits a tree and lands upside down in the bushes. It's basically manga style, you know what I mean? My comic book is very manga in a lot of parts. It's just him walking around beating up bad guys that he runs into in the underworld, and all the crime lords that he runs into in the underworld. Here he is at a father's rights meeting where he almost gets in a fight. You see, like, here's my establishing scene. See, my establishing shot. You see a church with some trees around it. Then you see a dingy basement with some lights. It's going to be very dark, and only they're lit up. They're under like a fluorescent light. One of the guys is causing trouble. They're trying to talk about their heart. There's Todd McFarlane. There's Todd McFarlane right there. No, but they're all like, one of them's talking about their divorce, and this guy keeps saying rude shit. So my character basically is like, hey, you know, you got a problem, and he like slams the table, and he like kicks that guy out basically, and then this guy comes back later and like screws him over, narcs him out basically to the police, figures out who he is, narcs him out to the police. So I'm gonna go check the chat, see what's going on. Metrosonic, hey, what's going on? Yeah, Eric, I'm Nut Job, in case you haven't figured it out, is like loosely based on me and some of my friends and some of the people I've met and the things that I've seen single fathers go through in this area. I have watched single fathers be put through effing hell in this area. And I know everybody gets put through hell, but not with kids. Not when it comes to kids. Fathers get put through more hell than anybody when it comes to children. More kids are alienated from their fathers than they are from their mothers. So I don't, and that's, that's not my opinion. Yeah, Nut Job. If you're a conservative, I'm sorry, I'm going to take a few bites of food. If you're a conservative and you're watching this country go down the drain, if you're sick of seeing sex offenders get fucking excuse my language, if you're sick of seeing sex offenders get like free housing on your tax dollars, if you're sick of like families being broken up and you're sick of like all the crazy nonsense that's going on and the drugs and the just complete degeneration of our society, then you will be able to relate to Nut Job. Is the main point. You will so be able to relate to Nut Job. I could change the name of the comic. Some people don't like the name Nut Job, but I like the name Nut Job. I don't know. Like his name in the comic could still be Nut Job, and I could name the comic something else, like Freedom or something like that, or I don't know. Maybe I'll have a vote on what I should name the comic book itself. It doesn't have to be named after the hero. It could be named something completely else. My dog wants to eat something here, so I'm gonna hook my little puppy up. Come on, buddy, I know you want something. You want a snack. My dog is spoiled and he's getting his little midnight snack. I don't know how many people out there spoil your dog, but I spoil my dog. He likes Italian food, as it would happen. All right. I'm just going to take a couple bites here. The cool thing about Nut Job is it's going to be educational too. It's going to be very educational. It touches on reality and a lot. It kind of side blasts reality, and I show survival. He has to have survival skills. He has to live out in the middle of nowhere. If you're going to be an outlaw, it's very hard to be an outlaw. This is going to get into all of that, like how Sometimes you get in trouble for doing the right thing. I need a fork. This was a fork. So, yeah, basically, it shows survival skills. You know, a lot of it is him in between missions, like hiding out in the middle of nowhere and hunting and fishing. And drones come after him. He has to fight drones. It gets pretty wild. He makes vehicles. He makes armor. He makes flying vehicles, which I don't want to get into because I don't want to give away my idea. He's basically an engineer. I'm eating spaghetti. So yeah. Anyway, coffee. I love coffee. Hell yeah. Great story. Thanks, Eric Butler. See, he understands a good story when he hears one. That's why this comic has to be done. This comic has to be done. It's just kind of like, it's exactly what comic book needs right now. And it is escapism, don't get me wrong. Like, it gets into some wild shit. It gets into demons. It gets into giants. It gets into like a lot of what the ancient history says about other races coming here and screwing with humanity. You know what I mean? And he doesn't really realize it yet. Like, the comic book starts out, he doesn't know fully what's going on yet. That's the cool thing about this comic. He figures out a lot of the stuff that the truth movement knows now. This is all about his awakening, right? Except when he awakens, he's not like most other people. When he awakens, he decides to do something about it. And he does pretty much what you could only dream of doing. That's what this comic book is about. It's about the awakening of this man. And he until he gets framed, till he has his kids taken away, until his ex-wife turns on him, until he finds out that she's part of like a satanic occult and that the town is completely rotten from the inside out. He was like a lot of other blue pill guys. He's like Neo in the Matrix. He just, you know what I mean? Like he thinks like, oh, you know, if a father has his kids taken away from him, he must have done something to deserve it type mentality. You know what I mean? Or this or that, and the guy wasn't being enough of a man or whatever. You know what I'm saying? He's still a good guy. Like he just doesn't know the depth of the corruption. is what the story's all about. And his wife, she throws him under the bus because she gets pressured by this cult that she grew up in. And he goes, this is the page right here, where he goes and he basically starts the war right here. The first page of the comic book, he basically uses this cop as bait, this corrupt police officer as bait for because he knows once he deals justice to this corrupt cop that the system won't do. He knows the system's going to come after him, so he runs right home and gets ready for the big battle in the morning, which is you have to see the comic book. I mean, I've given away bits and pieces of it all, but yeah, basically. So this is some of my art behind me. I'll do like a little, you can see this is all me learning. It's a learning process. These are just pages, comic book pages. I'm trying to wait for the stream to catch up. So yeah, it's pretty cool. This was more for practice. This is the first page of my comic right here. This is a study. This is just an ink study that I did of him. He looks totally different now. I still have. That's kind of what he looks like now, actually. It's very simplified on the chalkboard, but basically, yeah, that's more what he looks like now. And so basically, yeah, I would appeal to Zach at Diversity Comics, and I would appeal to Ethan Van Sciver to start donating to poor artists. Hey, look at like me. No, look at here's the in case you didn't see it, this is the Wolverine that this is what I originally, this is a sketch that I'm working on right now. See if I can hold it still for the camera. Yeah. So I'm working on Wolverine right now. He's wearing a backpack. He's got armor on. It's pretty cool. Anybody in the chat? Anybody want to say hello? Any questions anybody wants to ask? No? Yes? You want to like? You want to subscribe? Help me do a conservative comic book that shows a strong conservative male as a leader type male, a strong conservative, basically George Washington all over again. That's what he is. He's a modern day George Washington. That's what my character is. Look at this. Did I ever show you this scene where let me show you my character. He makes a motorcycle with a Gatling gun on it. I'm going to show you. This page is pretty cool. This page is just like one of my favorite pages right here. Look at this page. Look at that. There he is. He makes a huge like Batman motorcycle basically. And it has a sidecar, and he puts a big Gatling gun on the sidecar. It's like all heavy duty with giant it's like a Judge Dredd motorcycle almost, but it has a Gatling gun on it, and he comes crashing out of this warehouse, this abandoned warehouse, and right there you can see he crashes through two Humvees. He does a wheelie, or he blows through them with the Gat gun, or he basically blasts them with the Gatling gun, and then smashes right through their riddled bodies. Then then you see down here in the corner there's a mercenary in a SWAT team outfit, basically full armor, on fire, and he's shooting a helicopter out of the sky. He does a wheelie with the Gatling gun and shoots a helicopter out of the. I mean, it's just so extreme. He's like, oh yeah, this is nut job, basically just all hell. This is right after this scene right here. Let me stop sharing. Basically here it is right here. This is right before it, where he's in the whole building is ablaze, and then he comes crashing out of the building on that giant motorcycle with the Gatling gun and what's left of the mercenaries. He shoots up their Humvees, crashes through them. They're all on fire basically anyway, and he's it's like a trap he sets for him. And then he basically shoots a helicopter out of the sky while he's getting away. It's pretty tight. It is pretty tight. Nut job, like when he gets mad, all hell breaks loose. Basically, he's a one-man destruction crew. Basically, he's like he's like the Punisher on steroids. Basically, he's like the Punisher on steroids. Well, I don't want to be monotonous and go on and on and on, so I'm going to say goodnight. It's 1 a.m. where I am, so I hope you enjoyed this episode of The Action Artist. It's just late night chat with me pontificating and, showing off a little bit of artwork that I'm working on. And if anybody wants to support me, that would be fantastic, or not. Either way, I'm hoping I'm hoping us artists will support each other, and I have a product, and it's a cool product, and if I like your product, trust me, I will support you. And that's how it works, and that's how we build better entertainment in this country. And I just want to thank everybody who's watching, and have a nice day or evening wherever you are.